Hey guys, Sonic Smashbro here with another Pokemon TCG deck profile, and this time, as promised, Mewtwo EX Lunala GX. Now, I'm going to be profiling this twice. Once for the current standard rotation, which is 2016-2017, and again for 2017-2018, once I know what sets are going to be rotating out and what cards are absolutely staying. So yes, this will be the last 2016-2017 standard deck profile. So, let's get into this. Starting things off with 3 copies of Mewtwo EX, all Shatter Shot and Damage Change. These will be our main attackers. Oddly enough, no, for Shatter Shot. 30 damage times the amount of basic Psychic Energy attached, or any Psychic Energy for that matter. Pretty good given the amount of ways we have to accelerate and just keep the energy stacking up really quickly. And Damage Change is also really good, being able to switch damage counters with your opponent, because if played right, this means completely healing yourself. Yeah, there's a lot of healing involved in this deck on top of the high damage. We've also got 3 copies of Cosmog. This is purely for evolution purposes. Yes, I called it by its actual name. We also have 1 Cosmoem, again for evolution purposes only. Now, I only run 1 because we have rare candies, but we run 1 in the first place because item lock is still going to be very much a thing with Noivern GX and Burning Shadows. So, yeah, that's going to be a bit of a thing. And also, we have got 3 copies of Lunala GX. Amazing, amazing card. That ability is Psychic Transfer. Remember Aromatisse's Fairy Transfer? That's literally what this is, except for Psychic Energy. Moongeist Beam for Psychic Energy is a bit pricey, but we've got Psychic Transfer. 120 of a defending Pokemon can't be healed during your opponent's next turn, unless they somehow get out of the active spot. So against Quad Lapras, you can stop them from healing if they really get unlucky. Kind of an interesting attack. And then there's Lunar Fall GX. Knock out one of your opponent's basic Pokemon but isn't a Pokemon GX. Active, bench, you name it. And it did not say anything about EXs though, so you can still knock out Shaymins, you can still knock out Jolteons, because those are still a thing. Yeah, kind of fun. We will not be able to make much use of this once those big EXs like Shaymin rotate, though, which is kind of sad. We also have 1 copy of Tapu Lele GX in here. Amazing, amazing card. This is effectively going to be our new Shaymin once it rotates, because of the ability Wonder Tag, for reasons we'll get into later. But yeah, Supporter Surge. It's literally making Jirachi obsolete, for 4 reasons. 1, it's got the exact same ability, just with a different name. Wonder Tag as opposed to Jirachi's, I want to say it's Stellar Guidance. For 2, actual HP worth a damn, 170 as opposed to 90. For 3, no weakness! No resistance, mind you, which kind of sucks, but no weakness! And for 4, it's got actual attacks worth a damn. Energy Drive, 2 colorless energy, 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to both active Pokemon, is not affected by weakness or resistance. So yeah, Darkrai can't resist that at all. That's gonna be fun to use against him. And Tapu Cure GX. Heal all damage from 2 of your benched Pokemon. This will be used a lot once we lose those big EXs. Speaking of big EXs, 2 Shaymin EX. I know, a lot of you guys are sick of it, but this is the last time you're going to be seeing Shaymin in these decks. Because setup is too good right now, but once it rotates, these bad boys are only getting expanded. At least they'll be used in Mega Rayquaza. At least they'll be used in Mega Rayquaza. That is it for Pokemon on the supporter count. Same as you might expect. 3 copies of Professor Sycamore, discard your hand, draw 7. No explanation needed whatsoever. Along with 2 copies of And both players shuffle, each draws 1 for each of their remaining prizes. We're going to be seeing these 2 around for quite a while. Although with Wiki coming out in Burning Shadows, if that's how you pronounce her name, she might be interesting to tech in here, because if any of you have played SNK vs. Capcom Card Fighters Clash, she's essentially the makeover card as a supporter card in this game, where you shuffle your hand back in your deck and draw the same amount of cards. I'm not sure if it counts Wiki herself in the actual hand size. That I'll be curious to know about, though, because Makeover did. We also have a single copy of Lily in here. This is why Tapu Lele is going to be the new Shaman, and this also makes Bianca from Black and White completely obsolete. Draw cards so you have 6 in your hand, which was exactly what Bianca's ability was. Well, Bianca's card did. But if it's your first turn in Lily's case, you draw and you have 8. So your ideal strategy is to Ultra Ball, Tapu Lele, play your hand out, and then Lily for up to 8. It's crazy. We also have a single copy of Lysander in here as well, switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. Bleh. I actually said your for a second there, sorry. Although that does kind of segue into something. Once we lose this, Guzma from Burning Shadows is effectively going to be the new Lysander. More specifically, a mix of Lysander and Escape Rope. I'll mention why when we get to the next profile, which will be the 2017-2018 version of this deck. And last but not least, we also have a single copy of Pokemon Center Lady. Heal 60 damage in all special conditions from one of your Pokemon. Again, a lot of healing involved. That is it for supporters. On to items. Straightforward as you might expect. 4 copies of VS Seeker. Put a supporter from your discard back into your hand. Cannot run less than 4 VS Seekers. I hope to God this gets reprinted in Burning Shadows. It pretty much needs to, because this one card, when it came out in Phantom Forces after so many years of not having it, permanently changed how you build decks. It just permanently changed it. Well, permanently until it rotates, which I hope it doesn't. It's going to hurt the format severely if it does. We've also got 3 copies of Ultra Ball. Discard 2 cards, get any Pokemon. There's actually quite a few options you can go for with this. If you've got the rare candy in hand and a Cosmog down, you can go for a Lunala, you can go for a Tapu Lele to go for Lily, you can go for Shaman. There's a lot of options you can go for with this. At least in this case. We've also got 3 copies of Trainer's Mail. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a trainer you find there, except for another Trainer's Mail, and put it into your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. I wanted to fit in 4, but I couldn't fit room for a 4th Trainer's Mail and a 4th Rare Candy at the same time. Speaking of which, we also do indeed have 4 copies of Rare Candy, for one reason only. To get Cosmog straight to Lunala and ignore Cosmo completely. Now you can't put this on a Cosmog that was just put down or during your first turn, so it's like evolution, but does it really matter? So yeah, consistency is crucial, that's why I have 4 in here. We've also got 3 copies of Fighting Fury Belt. The basic Pokemon this card is attached to gets plus 40 HP, and its attacks do 10 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. And this is before applying weakness and resistance. Once again, I was tempted to use Choice Band, and I did actually try it, but I don't find Choice Band as being too helpful right now, since a good 90% of the time you're attacking with Mewtwo anyway, and you can get the damage boost on anything as opposed to Choice Band, which only gives you the boost against EXs or GXs, but the damage is better, 30 as opposed to 10, which makes Silver Bangle obsolete and expanded. Don't worry, Choice Band will get its use. It will definitely get its use, I can promise you that. We've also got 4 copies of Max Elixir. This is absolutely crucial in this deck. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck and attach a basic energy you find there to a basic Pokemon on your bench. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. Remember, we've got Psychic Transfer. So if we attach the basic Psychic Energy through the Max Elixir to a benched Cosmog or Mewtwo, we can transfer it up to the active Mewtwo. That's how you power up Shadow Shot that much quicker. Yeah. It is possible, if you're insanely lucky, to get all 4 Max Elixirs to work on your first turn. That's just fun. Speaking of ways to abuse Psychic Transfer, 2 copies of Max Potion. Heal all damage from one of your Pokemon, and when you do, discard all energy attached to it. Again, we've got Psychic Transfer. So if you have a highly damaged Mewtwo and damage change won't cut it, because you already damaged the opponent's active, transfer the energy off, Max Potion, transfer enough back to knock out the opponent's active. There you go. We also have a single copy of Field Blower in here. Choose up to 2 in any combination of Pokemon Tool cards or Stadium cards, both yours and your opponent's, in play, and discard them. Discarding enemy Choice Bands, their Fury Belts if they play them, Stadiums like Aether Paradise Conservation Area, try saying that 5 times fast, Because, yeah, Tapu Bulu is a big thing right now. I actually played it and dead drew. Like, literally started with a Shaman, had Sycamore in hand, had to discard 2 Altars, had a 3rd in my hand, which I played down, and a Max Elixir. That's just bad. We've also got a single copy of Super Rod in here. Shuffle any combination of 3 Pokemon and basic energies back into the deck. I hope Breakthrough does not get rotated, because losing on this will only weaken Mewtwo Lunala slightly, but it'll weaken some decks pretty badly, like Mew Ninja Box, what have you. And even Greninja, because we'd lose on Fisherman. Unless that gets reprinted at some point. But yeah, speaking of altars, our stadium of choice, 4 copies of Altar of the Moon. It might seem clunky to have 4 in here, but there's a reason. The retreat cost of each Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent's, that has any Psychic or Darkness energy attached, is 2 colorless energy less. Think about this. Mewtwo and Lunala have a 2 retreat cost. Tapu Lele and Shaman have 1. And we've got Psychic Transfer, again. Yeah, that is free retreat across the board. Absolutely important to keep this thing in play pretty much at all times. Hence the 4 copies. That is it for everything else. Last but not least, the energy count. It may be all basic psychics, but hoo boy, it's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. A whopping 10 basic psychic energy. Where is the other one? There's another one in here somewhere. There you are, you little sneak. Yeah, 10 basic psychic energy. That is a lot, but every single one of these, I guarantee you, is essential. Max Elixirs, Psychic Transfer, Altar of the Moon, you name it. 10 basic psychics. You really cannot run any more than that, but you cannot run any less than 9. 10 is the preferred number, I find. But yeah, with that, that's it for 2016-2017 Standard, Mewtwo EX, Lunala GX, and that's it for my 2016-2017 Standard decks. Next time, in about a couple of months, it's going to be 2017-2018 Standard, and I'll be starting with Mewtwo EX, Lunala GX once again. So with that, and with all that said, later guys!